the people explaining the situation. MP Anna Turley has publicly defended their safety and denounced the spread of harmful misinformation, and after he was suspended by his music management after the online disinformation. The police have stated that sharing the video is not a crime, though they urge the public to cease its circulation. Cleveland police stand accused of providing inadequate protection, highlighting a concerning gap between online hate and real world consequences. This incident reflects a broader pattern. Robinson has a long history of amplifying misleading or inflammatory content. Previously, his false claims about a school bullying incident resulted in a costly libel judgment against him, which ultimately placed him in prison for breaching the court order not to further publish the video. The Ioannis family ordeal underscores the tangible harm that online misinformation and racist manipulation can inflict, and obviously raises more critical questions around platform responsibility and societal safeguards. Oh my god, Kevin, I just fucking hate Stephen Yassian. He's just an actual cock. But I want to know your views on this. I mean, firstly, what are your reactions to that? Are you surprised that Stephen would try and do something like this?
No, this is his stuck in trade. Lie in order to smear somebody of an ethnic minority, especially to depict black men as sexual predators of white women. It's a story as old as time itself. This is what racists do. It sort of harkens back, I think, to the story we were talking about at the start of this, where you have this, we're protecting women and girls, which is ironic given how many of them have committed sexual assault themselves, of course, by going after brown men, because it's brown men of a certain age, of military age, as I like to say, who are the threat to them. Whereas apparently, if it's white dudes doing it, it's just absolutely fine and dandy, apparently. But whatever. You won't see Greg's being broken into when a story of a white guy doing it comes up, naturally. And this is exactly his thing, right? That's why it was cropped in the way it was, to remove the context that this was the parent of the children. When he says, where is the parents? They're right there. It's in the shot itself. It's a ludicrous situation that he's done this, and this is his sort of stuck in trade, really. When will the authorities finally clamp down on this absolute dickhead? Like, he's literally just assaulted someone in a train station and then hopped abroad to try and avoid justice. He constantly does this. He's a threat and a menace to society. He needs to be locked away. It's as simple as that. He's now led a hate campaign against this innocent person who's done absolutely nothing wrong except play with their children in the park. Right? There's nothing wrong there, and now he's been potentially fired from his job. He's lost his income, which I think there is some sort of GoFundMe type thing, which we'll link at some point, hopefully, about that. Yeah, this is a genuinely grotesque story, and Yaxlin needs to face consequences for this. And by the way, Stephen, if I can call you by your real name, I thought you wanted to go and join the IDF if Israel were attacked. It's been 2 years, mate. It's been 2 years. Well, I'm sure you could sign up. I'm sure or maybe he doesn't meet the height requirements to join the army. Like, no, you've got to be this tall to commit genocide, Something like that, I don't know.
No, and it's been 2 years. Get gone, Stephen. The fuck? Get going. Do you know what really pisses me off about this story, though? It's the state's failure as well. Like, the police kind of shrugging their shoulders, being like, well, he didn't really break the law. And I'm like, hello? He completely, doctored that video, got rid of what was initially on there, and then tried to paint this black man as someone who was this barbaric, essentially what they want anyone who comes on a small boat migrant to be racialized as this predator. Like, he clearly did something that was so not correct, so not right, and surely just obviously morally incomprehensible, but is that not illegal? To just doctor things and then spread misinformation in such a way? Well, it makes no sense.
Well, it's not the first time he's done it, because obviously you mentioned the story of him accusing a young Muslim child of being a bully when he himself was the victim of it, and then he lost that court case, has been not paying the amount of money he should be paying in order for reparation for that, and continuing to lie about it, which again brings up contempt of court charges, which he still hasn't been done for. This goes to show you the idea that there is a two-tier policing system in which the right wing have the rough end of it, is complete nonsense. If the police wanted to, they could go after him for this, and they won't, because they're on his side. I mean, heaven forbid that this man in red car had been wearing a plasticine action shirt. I'm sure the police would have stepped in to do something then.
Yeah, with no hesitation as well. I mean, but like you said, Robinson has done this. I hate calling him with a pseudonym. Please, anyone who sees me calling him Tommy Robinson, like, correct me. Stephen Yaxley has done this time and time again. Like, he's weaponized misinformation. He stokes racial panic. He paints Muslim people as these barbaric individuals, and yet he still has a platform. He's still amplified. So, like, I'm thinking, who actually bears the greater responsibility here? Is it the far right agitators themselves? Is it us who speak about him? Is it the tech companies and the institutions that allow for his content to still circulate and fester? Like, who actually bears responsibility for platforming this person and, like, amplifying his voice?
I think the media for narrativizing in the way that they do, which leads to the kind of ability to grift for people like this. The media for not analysing this properly, because of course they'll mention that he claims to support X, Y, and Z. That he'll portray people of colour as like you say, as predators, but yet is big friends with Andrew Tate, a man who has, let's say for legal reasons, allegedly trafficked women for sex work purposes, which is grotesque and disgusting, and hopefully he goes to jail forever and ever and ever. But Stephen Yaklian, of course, thinks that he's been taken by the Matrix or whatever. It's absurd nonsense. The platforms for allowing him to continue to publish his rancid nonsense, of course. One group I would say don't bear responsibility is the left, who have done, I think, a reasonable job of opposing him over the course of years. And again, when the fascists turn up, you stand up against them. We stood up against them when they turned up, when he was in original guise as the English Defence League. His various types of grift in the past. I think we do a reasonable job of it, actually. Really, again, as with the first story, the best thing we can do is to continue to expose his bullshit, and secondly, to stand up to him and his ilk when they turn up in the streets.
Exactly. And I laugh in the face of anyone that calls him a legitimate journalist. Like, it's journalism. Have you not seen his documentary Silence? And I'm like, silence yourself. Like, honestly, shut the fuck up. Right. Kevin, thank you so much. That's really insightful. Shall we bring our producer in for comments?
Let's go.
Hello.
Hello.
It's Callum. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
I'm here. Really interesting conversations this evening, actually, as always. It's always the case. We will kick off before we do anything else with the super chats. So we've got Idiosyncrasy gifting 5 turn left memberships. Thank you very much for that one.
Thank you.
Shout out to the 5 there as
Thank
well. Les has sent a oh no, I'll come on to that in a second, actually. Specs has also gifted
you, Specs.
5 turn left memberships as well. We're always grateful for those of you that give memberships. It's really great because it means that people that aren't in a position to join themselves are able to still be a member. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
£5 super chat there from Les. Taking steps to end austerity and invest in health, education and housing would go a long way to neutralise the right. Thoughts on that one?
Absolutely, because they would have nothing to blame anything on. Like, I think the reason they don't know what they're angry at, but what they are angry at is the cost of living crisis, the austerity, the fact that they're full-time working and they have to go to food banks. They don't know where to posit their anger, and the easiest place to kind of put your anger is towards vulnerable people that can't actually fight back. And the irony is that they're replicating the things that previous and successive governments and current governments are doing, which is targeting the most vulnerable people, the disabled, the poor, people who come from people of color. Like, this is what happens. So I don't know, they don't know what fight they're fighting, but the easiest people to scapegoat are the ones that are coming into the country wanting to better their lives.
Yeah, without wanting to be too Marxist about it, it's material conditions.
Yes.
Ultimately, if people have a good house, a decent school for their kid, and a job, if they can see sort of light at the end of the tunnel and have some faith and hope in the future, then they don't need a scapegoat.
Exactly.
So they don't turn to the kind of grifty evil that we see from the likes of Yaxley or Nigel Farage or whoever, because they don't see that they need to blame anyone for anything because their life is going well. Whereas the austerity, the continued austerity and the betrayal that I think a lot of people feel because they voted for change and have received nothing of the kind, leads to a furthering of it. Literally, if Nigel Farage could write the policies he would want the Labour government to have in order to best suit his narrative, it would be basically what they're currently doing.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you for that. Just before we get on to the important stuff, Rachel's asked, is the Return Left Discord channel up yet? Yes, there is, Rachel. Curtis will explain in the comments how you join, because I don't really use Discord and can't tell you. Yes, we do finally have one. There's one that's been created, so please check that out. Rachel has also said, though, these racists assume that white women and girls are theirs to sexually abuse, and they feel threatened by the remote prospect of men of colour infringing on their sexual, quotes, property. Thoughts on that? Well, I was discussing this one on a TikTok live the other night, and I mean, it's true, isn't it? That's
Mm.
literally what the problem is.
I actually think it's a really great point, Rachel, because they always talk about, well, think about the kids, like we want to protect our women and girls. But ironically enough, when these riots were happening, many of the people who were rioting were actually charged for and had a history of domestic abuse. So, like, these people, I think, view women and girls as their property. They still have misogyny they need to unpack. They still have to address the structural the structures that uphold misogyny and violence against women and girls, but they don't have the capacity to do it. And I don't know if that's a rude thing to say, but when it comes to people who inflict violence upon those around them, I have zero sympathy for them, particularly if they try to shift the blame towards those they can easily racialize. So, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell from the old phrase, they're coming over here, taking our jobs, taking our houses, taking our women, that they see women as property. They see women
Mm.
as a thing that is owned, as indeed was sort of legally the case up until relatively recently when it came to things like marriage. Yeah, they very much see them as theirs to be had. When, as I sort of pointed out in the main discussion, when a white guy is outed as a sexual predator, you don't see Greg's being broken into.
Yeah, facts.
Very true. Very true. Um, These aren't in any particular order, by the way. So, JK said the IDF probably wouldn't like his Nazi book collection, in reference to Stephen Yaxley Lennon.
Well, I mean, you say that, but I mean, the IDF seem to have on hand copies of Mein Kampf in Arabic that they can scatter amongst the places to make it look like they're all Nazis. So clearly, they have rather a large Nazi book collection themselves.
Mm, absolutely.
80s music. It's diabolical that its poisonous rhetoric is being allowed into mainstream discussion. It is. We're seeing more and more now, aren't we? In fact, this actually kind of falls in with Russell's comment as well. The pattern includes media and politicians supporting the spread of hate and allowing right-wing head the balls to do whatever they like. We're seeing, not that the media haven't always capitulated to the right, because we know that they have, but they're definitely, I don't know, there seems to be a move now towards more of this kind of rhetoric being amplified and being promoted in mainstream media outlets, and also there's more people feel more emboldened to say these things vocally in the street. When I was growing up, if somebody did a Nazi salute in the street, they'd have been punched, right? Whereas now, somebody does a Nazi salute in the street, they're still not arrested for it, by the way, but you are if you sit down with a placard at a peaceful protest.
Yeah.
But people are doing Nazi salutes in the street now, and people are having debates as to whether or not it's actually a Nazi salute, or
Yeah.
whether it's a Roman salute, or whether it's just a fascist waving at his friend.
True.
Like,
And
how did we get here?
how did we get here? Because I actually had I literally did a 30-minute TikTok live the other day, and I told the moderators, block anything that has a lightning bolt, that has 88, that has anything to do with Nazi, fascist, extremist ideology from the right. It was coming in like boom, 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 one thing after one thing after. And someone came up and was like, why are you offended over a lightning bolt emoji? And I said, do you not know what these things represent? Someone has sent this to me to try and intimidate me on purpose. There is no way someone sends that because they're just trying to troll. They're doing that to scare me. And they know what it means, but I feel like people don't understand the severity of history, the severity of the things that people have had to endure throughout history. And they're willingly just going, oh yeah, well, just saying the most like egregious things, and oh god, the the insults I was getting the other day were actually horrific. And I was like, is this what the world has come to? That people hide behind these fake accounts, these fake names, pictureless, faceless accounts, and say the things that they're saying. And then even go as far as to stand outside hotels and say these things with no fear of consequence. Like, it's a fucking frightening time.
Yeah. In terms of how we got to this place, in terms of the right wing media landscape, it's the congealing of the free press into the hands of a smaller and smaller group of people. In theory, we all have a freedom of the press, but Rupert Murdoch owns all of the papers, and I own no papers. We don't have the same rights. Right wing people set the narrative because they own all of the media.
Mm.
Yeah. On the Stephen Yaxley Lennon story, Becca said, "That's gross. Poor family, an innocent, sweet video of people playing with their families. People must also be prejudiced to believe this."
Yeah. Yeah.
It is, like this assumption that because a man who looks different to the child that he's playing with must be somehow trying to groom or abuse the child in question. I mean, we've seen videos of things like this before. It's not the first time. It's normally some Karen in America that's kicking off at a black family. You've got a white child
But
there
it's
with them.
always it's always that way around, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
Stephen Yaxley would not post a video of a white guy playing with black kids
No.
because he doesn't care. It's not about
No.
the protection of children. It's about the demonization of black men.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Legal Deville said, "I have 3 ginger cousins, and people cannot comprehend that they have a biological black grandma. People are dumb as fuck. You see it both ways in real life if you mixed race law."
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Edward Sexby, hi Edward. Accusations of grooming and worse is standard practice for the far right now. Same happens to trans and queer folk as well as non-white people. It'll be the next target for mobs. It's a go-to, isn't it? It's like the quick easy one, and I think it kind of fits in with what Rachel was saying earlier. That they see children and women as their sexual property.
Like Africa or the Caribbean, they would say that these black men are sexually deviant, and that's why their biological anatomy is a certain type of way. Or these black women are sexually deviant, and that is why their body is made in that sort of way. Like, they're just finding new ways to. I feel like it's got a colonial framework to it, finding new ways to just be racist. And I think they don't view anyone who isn't white as someone who is human. So the easiest thing to do is to dehumanize them. And it's the same with trans and queer folk as well. They don't see them as people who are deserving of respect. So the easiest thing for them to do is to view them through a lens of complete dehumanization. And I think the issue that we're seeing at the moment is sheer desensitization to all of this language and this rhetoric, that people even they say it so casually now, and that's what's frightening. I think they're obviously emboldened to say these things, but also they don't realize that this is centuries and centuries worth of colonial framing and just colonial fables and lies, really. I mean, that's how I view it.
Yeah. There's definitely a historical angle to it. The same demonization that has always gone on. It taps into a kind of primal fear that people have of people who look different, I suppose. It's an in-group and out-group. It's very, very horrifically sort of tribal and innate. But the way in which it's manipulated with modern media is pretty scary, actually, in a way that it couldn't have been in the past. Misinformation gets told to people in ways that is very convincing. The same generations who told us not to believe everything on TV are now convinced that the vaccine has cancer in it because they saw a TikTok or they saw something on Facebook that had a meme with minions on it. It's embarrassing.
JK said the Arab people still support Palestinians. It's the Western-backed illegitimate governments that are the problem. We do see.
No, I wasn't attacking Arab people. I was attacking the Arab governments for betraying the Palestinian people. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I was just going to say we do see on the ground we see a lot of support. And actually I've seen somebody else commented earlier to say that that there's lots of protests in Israel specifically around the hostages, but there seems to be very little care about the Palestinian people. But I disagree. I have seen images out of Israel of protesters getting arrested for going out and supporting the Palestinian
There
people
are
and calling out genocide. There are people there too.
there
Go
are
on, Kev.
there are some very brave people. I think there have been notable Hasidic groups who have campaigned against the Zionist entity. There have
Hmm.
been people who have refused their national call up and have had to go to jail for refusing to fight in the IDF. So that's, I mean, good for them, genuinely. But let
Hmm.
us not pretend that this is in any way a significant portion of the population, because it isn't. If you look at the percentages when polled about how they feel towards certain genocidal actions towards the Palestinian people, it's the overwhelming majority of Israeli society. This is a sick, poisoned, hateful society because they've
Yeah.
had generations now of an education system run exclusively by the hardline Zionists who now run the entirety of Israel.
Mhm.
And you get thousands and thousands of people throughout Israel and indeed the West. We just saw another, was it 200 American and Canadian settlers arrive and be placed in houses that up until very recently were owned and occupied by Palestinians. A lot of very, very misinformed and poisoned racist people in Israel exist, and that's something that needs to be dealt with in some sort of, I don't want to call it re-education because that has unfortunate overtones to it, but
Mm.
they do have to be deprogrammed, certainly.
Absolutely.
In relation to Rachel said anyone moving their families into those settlements may as well be killing their own children. I don't think they're going to have a choice, though, are they? Or
They're just,
are they?
I mean, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, aren't they? So, don't know. Don't know.
Um, but yeah. Um, Vicky said, if we all get very rowdy outside Buckingham Palace every time the royals are in, can we get them kicked out of there too?
Well, even if you have a blank placard, you might risk just getting arrested. So,
True.
who
But I
knows?
mean, they've set a precedent now, haven't they? If we get up and protest outside of places where people live, then the people that live there will be moved out. Like
Well,
that's the
clearly.
precedent they've set, right?
Well, and clearly with Andrew, we have a man who is a sexual predator, a
Literally.
pederast, and clearly a danger to society. We need him
Yeah.
removed and imprisoned for the safety
Certainly.
of all of us.
Exactly, exactly. It is interesting though how well it's worth noting, by the way, that the judgment from the High Court is only a temporary one.
Yeah.
I mean, it does apply to the people that are currently there, but it doesn't apply to what's going to happen with the hotel next. So there is a separate case that's going through that will
Well,
make a
and
decision as
there's
to whether they can continue to
yeah.
use the hotel for housing asylum
Well,
seekers.
yeah, and there's obviously I presume the government will probably appeal as well because it doesn't kick in until September, I believe. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
wait and see.
imagine so. The problem is that well, the biggest problem here actually is like you alluded to it already, Kev. Is what's going to happen with these people? Where are they going to end up? I mean, yeah, you mentioned there's potentially the use of army barracks and places like that, but let's not pretend that people are going to be happy about that. If they
No.
start moving them into the army barracks, so they start moving, especially if they start moving families of our servicemen out of their accommodation
Yep.
elsewhere, that's going to cause a right shit show because it's going to be like, well, hang on a second, why is it that you're moving away, the families of our servicemen of our army, why are they getting booted out? And it's like, well, it's a consequence of your actions, isn't it? You wanted them moved out of the hotels. That what I think people fail to realize is that this judgment isn't saying that we will just no longer take in asylum seekers. Like we're still going to be taking those asylum seekers in, and if we're not going to house them in that hotel, and if I think nearly every reform-led council has come out today and said that they too are going to now lodge similar complaints against hotels in their areas. What do they think is going to happen with all the people that are currently being housed in these hotels? Where do they think they're going to go? I mean, the government have already introduced plans to move more people into privately owned and privately rented accommodation. Well, that's upset and angered everybody, because that's taking houses away from people that need homes. So, whatever they do, they're not going to be happy about it.
Well, yeah, the
But
right
it is.
wing. Well, because the right wing fundamentally hate brown people and don't want them here.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the exact like accommodation that it's being given or the amount of cost or anything. It's literally brown people bad, kick them into the sea. That's their
Yeah.
actual policy solution.
Yeah, brown people bad. They're not British enough. Get them out. Like that. That is what it is. I think it is like this. It's almost like this. It's a racial hierarchy. They don't. They can't discern who is British from who is not, or who they deem as British, or who is worthy of being British. Like that's how they view it. They feel like these people are unworthy of being in the same country as them. So they deem them as not British. So yeah, but it helps that they are. It helps their case, the racists and the xenophobes and the fucking fascists, that these people are not white.
And
But
it's
if they were
fascinating to me
British,
that people with like Irish names, like Stephen Yaxley Lennon, uh, have such a problem with foreigners because you can always go back if you wanted to.
yeah, facts.
Edwards also raised a good point on this. He said the lack of hotel places will speed the buildings of internment camps, First Armed Forces property. And I always think, particularly the more that history continues to unfold in front of our eyes, I don't know whether either of you got a chance to see Russell T Davies's series Years and Years. That went out a number of years ago now. If you've not seen it, go and watch it. It's quite harrowing, to be completely honest with you. And if you want something cheerful, then I wouldn't advise it.
I didn't think Queer as Folk was that bad, to be honest.
No, that's definitely a much better one than this. But it basically looks at British politics over a period of years and years, and it follows the story of one family. And we end up in a situation. Emma Thompson plays this right wing, populist, fascist leader who gets famous because she
I think
she
you mean
swears on Question
Patriot.
Time.
Thank you.
Sorry, Patriot. Sorry, who rises to fame because she swears on Question Time, and then she starts.
You see, Sarah, you should swear. Swearing's
Yeah.
good.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, then she becomes PM, and it all goes to shit. But they have these erstwhile sites that are essentially concentration camps, and there's quite. I'm sorry, it's spoilers for people that haven't seen it yet, but it's been out long enough. There's this quite harrowing scene where she's there talking to the cabinet and talking to some other people about, well, okay, so we could call it, technically it's a concentration camp, but the word concentration just means people together in one. It's like if we had a camp full of oranges, it would be a concentration camp.
Hey.
And you watch and you think, yeah, this shit is literally just how it gets excused and how people make excuses for it and how it is allowed to happen. And unfortunately,
I prefer a freshly squeezed camper myself, to be honest.
Yeah, many of the predictions that Russell T Davies made in that have unfortunately already started to unfold, and the parallels in the predictions are quite harrowing. There's also one, I think it was Channel 4 did a documentary. It was a docudrama, which was 100 Days of UKIP. Back in 2015, where they predicted what would happen in the first 100 days of a UKIP-led government. That's a good one to watch if you want to know what life under Reform UK is going to be
also,
like.
Russell T Davies is a based kind of chap, very pro-trans rights and stuff. Good lad.
Yes, yeah, he is. Beelzebub has said, I agree we need to address the huge wealth equality gap. Asylum seekers will continue to be used as a divisive tool to deflect from the true villains.
Yep.
It's Correct. Always the way, really, isn't it?
Correct.
Freedom Fighting 123 has asked, question, dozens of people protesting across the country against immigration daily. Why?
Question ... I feel, are they genuinely curious? Because I think that all of this anger that people have is utterly manufactured. Like I don't think people wake up and say, there's a hotel down there, I'm just gonna fucking scream at some desperate refugees. Like that's not what's happened.
Also,
it's literally, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go on. Sorry, no, I don't mean to interrupt. Go on.
No, it's so fine. I was going to say it's just manufactured by decades of politicians and media moguls telling people that the reason they can't get a doctor's appointment, the reason that rent is really fucking expensive, and the reason that their kids' schools are crumbling is because of immigrants, not because of austerity,
Yeah,
not because of privatization, not because of landlords and profiteers, not because of wealth hoarders or deindustrialization. And I think if you look back, like it's the same script over and over again. Like in the 60s, it was Dockers, marching in support of Enoch Powell's Rivers of Blood speech, and in the 80s,
Yeah.
Thatcher talks about Britain being swamped by people of color, and today it's Farage and the likes of Stephen Yaxley Lennon with or even for Farage with his Breaking Point poster, or Tommy Robinson basically or the likes of him live streaming outside a hotel. So like these so-called like dozens of protesters, like they're playing a part in a performance written by the powerful. They don't realize that they're
yeah,
just basically backup dancers.
But it's also
literally.
what. Oh, go on, Kev.
Well, yeah, literally, and also just bear in mind, dozens of people isn't that many in a nation of nearly 70 million.
Yeah,
They don't really represent, I think, a large
That's a fair
swathe of
point.
people.
good.
That's
Yeah,
a fair point.
facts.
What I was going to say, it's also what Kev said earlier as well about media and the way that people have been indoctrinated. I mean, I upset a lot of people recently by daring to suggest that we have conversations with some people at these protests. But from actually going out and talking to people and having these conversations at these protests, I met a lot of people. Obviously, there's the blatant far right lot that are there doing the Nazi salutes and really don't give a shit. But many of the other people that I spoke to, who say that they're just concerned. They have been completely and utterly led down the garden path by the media,
Yeah.
and by the rhetoric that we see on social media and in the news and on the papers on a daily basis, to the point where they genuinely believe this shit. They are concerned. They do have quote unquote genuine concerns, but those concerns are based in misinformation. The reason that they say they are concerned is because they believe the bullshit that they've read in the papers. And I like, there needs to be a way to combat that, because they've read this nonsense, they've seen this nonsense, and because they believe it to be true, they genuinely, some of them, I do say some of them because there are many who are just blatant out and out racists who are quite happy to be there and they don't give a shit because they don't like brown people. But there are some people who have read this nonsense and genuinely believe that asylum seekers are all these dangerous, scary people that are out to get their children and that are out to hurt them, because the papers have told them it's true. Like,
Yeah.
how do we tackle that? Because the mainstream are all over it. The rise of misinformation, particularly since Elon Musk took over Twitter as well, that hasn't helped in any stretch of the imagination.
Goes back to what I was saying. You fight the good fight. Like
But
you
that's why people go out and protest, right? Because they
protest.
believe shit that they read in the papers.
Yeah, and it means it's down to those who, like us, to counter protest. It's down to us as people who are independently trying to debunk this spread of misinformation and disinformation. Like I think it's down to the likes of us, and I think I genuinely, there is this optimistic part of me that thinks that there are more people like us than there are like them. It's just a case of us needing to collectively come together and express our solidarity
Yeah.
together.
I think
Loud.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to translate in an election sense because of our broken electoral system and the complete annihilation of both the Conservatives and the Labour Party through absolute, complete fault of their own.
No, the Labour Party just shift further right, just one more time. It'll work this time. Honest, it definitely will.
Final comment for the night from Gully Gullible. Thanks, Turn Left, for everything you do to keep us informed. You're very
Oh,
welcome.
thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, thanks both of you. Great conversations as
Cheers.
usual.
Thank you, Callum, legend. Thank you so much, Kevin, as well. I feel like this has been a great first time hosting together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been top tier. So I'm really excited. For the future holes, I'm going to grab you from Curtis, so you won't be hanging out with Curtis anymore. Kidding, he will. But that is the end of tonight's show. Why is this comment still above me, Callum? Producer, thank you.
Sorry.
It's all right. Thank you to everyone who joined in, and thank you to Kevin for being such a great guest and for his insights. And I just love that I've got someone that I can swear just as much with, you know? Like, I don't want to silence myself. But remember, if you haven't already, then like this stream as it helps with the algorithm. If you want to see us grow, then you can donate to us by going to turnleftmedia.co.uk/support, where you can support us for either monthly or give us a one-off donation to help us become a full-time media organisation where we don't have to work our full-time jobs anymore. Although I love my job, but I love this even more. But I'm Sarah, and I'll see you guys next time.
Support independent media. Support social justice that's there on social
Adolf
media.
Hitler. Adolf Hitler.
Great show. Apparently your stream dies, Kevin.
Adolf Hitler.
Maybe it's up and running again.
It's I was doing my Adolf Hitler song.
Ah, right. Okay.
Alright.
Of course you were. I mean, what
Well,
else
no,
would
it's
you be doing?
well, no, it's because of Corbyn. It's my regular running joke is that he's Hitler because they said he was like Hitler, right? So every time at the end of when I do this show and he crops up, I start going like I start doing my little Hitler song.
Send Curtis a link to your stream so he can raid for you, please.
Oh God, do I have a link to that? I don't fucking know.
I want to watch your stream whilst I have my cup of tea and biscuits too.
Oh, I want tea and biscuits now. Fuck.
I literally, do you know how many cups of tea I drink in a day? It's actually really bad. I think it's thinning my blood. I drink about like 5 cups of tea a day, and I have sugar in it, which is probably not that great, but here we are.
There's the link, Curtis. There's the link to my Twitch channel. But do you mean you want a link to my Hangout thing?
What are you streaming on? Are you streaming on YouTube or are you just streaming
on YouTube and Twitch?
I think he's wanting to raid.
Oh, into the YouTube. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't fucking know what's going on. Okay. Well, I've given him links to both of my fucking things. So there you go. Everyone, go and follow Turn Left as well because they're fucking awesome.
Curtis said it's already done. Wonderful.
Yay.
Yeah, well, I'll just end the broadcast there then. If we've done that, that's grand. End broadcast. Everyone's frozen. There we go. Wonderful. Well, thank you. Wonderful show as usual.
Oh, yeah, there's no local recording, so actually you don't have to stay. Oh my god. I look utterly insane.
It's just so that Kev's viewers have got something to look at. I don't know whether it's on our screen or not.
Are we on stream?
Yeah, we're still live.
Yeah.
Hello.
There you go. Yeah, apparently it died midway through, Kev. Don't know what happened. But...
Oh my internet fucking crapped out again for only for a few seconds though. It was alright.
Fair enough. We seem to have fixed all the problems we've had this end. It just involved updating Google Chrome.
There it is.
Touch wood. So far now, anyway. Could you send Curtis a Google video link so he can come up and join you properly as well?
Yeah, I've done that.
Marvelous. Right. Well, thank you both very much. Pleasure as always. Until the next one.
Thank you, Kev. I'll get off your stream because I feel like you're on stream at the moment, aren't you? So I'll probably jump up. I will watch your stream with a delightful cup of decaffeinated tea and some Biscoff biscuits.
And I might see you later, Sarah, on the old.
Sick. Can't fucking wait.
All right.
Thanks, Kev.
I'll pop off then. Sarah, bear.
In a bit. Bye. Bye.
Oh, Curtis wanted in, didn't he? Admit. The C unit. What's happening?
It's weird. I'm watching you on your stream.
I don't know what the fuck you just said. You sound miles away.
Oh, have I? Oh, wait a second. Oh. Hold on. I need to put my mic on. Give me a second.
What happened? Someone clipped a thing. Hang on. There was a poll. Was there? What?
Oh.
Who looks better, Sarah? Well, obviously Sarah looked better. That's not even in fucking question. What's this?
How's that? That's better, isn't it?
That's a lot better, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I I didn't have my mic plugged in, which is obviously not a fucking good idea. I was getting confused because I was watching
Adolf Hitler, Adolf Hitler, Adolf Hitler.
Wait, we're still listening to that, Adolf. I was getting confused because I was watching you and Sarah and Callum like on your stream, and I thought I was like I was speaking to Sarah through your stream, which is really weird. I was like, "Bye, Sarah."
So what you were actually doing was talking to your fucking computer screen.
Yeah, but that's normal, right? Or is that
Fair enough. Fair
fucking
enough.
me?
Yeah.
Someone said the last time I came on a stream late at night, it's Curtis Daily After Dark. This is fucking Curtis Daily After Dark.
Surely this is Curtis Nightly. Oh, daily, nightly.
Oh, I just got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is that's pretty poor though. Since
That is this rubbish.
like
Yeah.
this is not very often that I do this.
No, true, but you know, I appreciate you nonetheless, Curtis. How are you? Why were you drinking anyway?
So, I mean, I'm not going to go into the full details, but
Right.
basically, I've had like news which is a bit sucky,
Oh, okay.
and the news is not bad health for me and my family. Right, I'll put that out there. But it's news where you're like, do you know what? I need to get pissed today. I'm not pissed, by the way. Just to let you know.
Okay.
The plan was that I was going to go to the pub and just get really drunk and drink my sorrows away. But I've had a few pints and some food. So I'm a bit like tipsy. No specs, not fucking smash, you liar. I'm not drunk. I'm tipsy. But yeah, like it's the sort of news where you go, I need to get drunk today.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I just want to reassure everyone that, like, I'll tell you, Kev, later. But I want to reassure everyone, like,
Okay.
yeah, it's not like, oh, me and my family are bad health. That's all I say.
So you didn't get invited to the Jacob Rees-Mogg autumn party, garden party, no?
Kind of thought he would though. Like our last little courting, shall I say? You know, I thought we got on well.
Yeah.
And they send the thing is, people are deceiving. They send you signals. They're like, oh yeah, I really, really like you.
Yeah.
And then you get blindsided. You know,
Outrageous.
next minute he turns back into the conservative Tory he is. You know.
You like black?
Don't know if did you end up watching it, by the way?
I haven't seen it yet. No. How was it?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought it went really well.
Awesome.
Especially saying, like my last appearance on GB News, which I came off of it thinking, "Fucking hell, that was terrible." I was in your chat telling your followers. I mean,
Yeah.
your followers are the same as my followers. To be fair, I was like, it was really shit. But this time it was good. But the difference is, it's about 5 minutes. I have to be fair to Jacob Rees-Mogg. Obviously, his views absolutely are fucked. He does let you speak. Nana Akua, though, does not let you speak. So, but I suspect part of the reason why GB News has actual leftists on rather than just liberals, although they do have liberals on. Like, we're not stupid. They do it because they know the left also attacks Labour. Like, they use us for that. Any left-wing person that goes on GB News has to understand that, like, they will use you because it's another voice attacking Labour, and then they'll go, see, even the left hates Labour. Like, you have to take that in mind. But it's really useful to get them to stop and let you speak. So, for example, the discussion we had was about wealth taxes, and I was like, well, I know that GB News absolutely hates Labour, so if you weave in your arguments whilst also attacking Labour within it, they let you speak.
Yeah. Well, that's I think you do very well with that. And I think Cog did really well the other day as well when he was on.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was fantastic. I think he was better than I think he's a better debater than me, but I think he's also the reason why he's better because he's very good at putting out information from his brain, you know.
And he's a little
like-
Twinkie boy. Yeah.
He's a little Twinkie boy, and I did enjoy him on. I think it was Alex something with a bloke called Danny Kelly.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
really like even when it comes to Israel, because he put the question across. It was obviously propaganda, but the question was like, "Oh, this pro-Israel release the hostages rally was very peaceful. You know, nothing wrong there. But all the Palestine rallies are so violent. Obviously, that's the wrong characterization.
Yeah.
But obviously, one set of protests is antagonistic to the state and one isn't, right? So of
Yeah.
course there's going to be more policing. But he did that well. He did say like, well, you know, one is pro-state, one is anti-state. He said it better than me, but he's very good.
Yeah.
We love a little coggy woggy. Like, I'm so glad he's gone on, because it was just me for a while.
Yeah.
And then he was like, do you know what? I'm going to go on. And he did.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, yeah. Well, and also we watched his interview with Sangeeta Maisky, which, like, firstly,
Oh
that's
my
a.
God.
But what I get that is, by the way, because she's like a legit fucking news person, man. The fuck?
What is she doing hanging around with us lot? We're just
Well, I did think she was slumming it a bit. Yeah.
we're amateur weirdos who make YouTube shit, right? We don't
Yeah.
get paid for it. I mean, maybe you're making millions and millions of pounds, but you haven't told me about that. We are just weirdo YouTubers. And what the fuck is Sangeeta Maisky doing with us? But we're just basically fortunate. So basically, back in May, there was something called the Media Democracy Festival. I'm sure loads of our viewers have heard of it. But there were some big speakers there. Peter Oborn was there, who we desperately wanted to speak to. We didn't get to. We spoke to Mark Curtis, who is, I don't know if he's the founder of Declassified UK. He's at least like the chief editor. We spoke to him.
Nice.
Brilliant guy. And also shout out to Declassified UK. They're so
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, they do great work. Yeah.
They do great work. A lot of our work is actually inspired from them. Aram Bastani was there, Sangeeta Maisky, Zach Polanski. And basically, at the end of the day, we just literally went, look, we want Sangeeta. And the organizers were like, you might get her for like 5 minutes. Like, that's fine. Fucking hell, mate. She wants to talk. I mean, she's been silenced for a long, long time.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
you could tell she was like, oh, I'm happy to talk. But also at the same time, she was very limited. I actually had a spat with a viewer, right? This is so immature and unprofessional of me, right?
Go on.
But sometimes when a commenter really pisses me off, I reply, and the reply was like, why the fuck have you sat on this interview for 5 months? And it's like, yeah, probably because Sangeeta has an NDA against us, and we had to be very careful. You know, we had to run it by lawyers to check that she didn't say anything that could have fucked her over. Because the last thing we want to do is fuck over Sangeeta.
Yeah,
Why would we
exactly.
want to do
Yeah.
that? Yeah. So we finally got the all clear, and that was why.
Well, exactly. Yeah, like I was I wanted him to ask about ask about LBC, do this and that, but
Yeah,
obviously she
100%.
can't for legal reasons, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I think Ben was sort of like, he did his little cute little. I can't really speak about it. So, I mean, look, she did say she was legally silenced, and I think that's fair to say, right?
Yeah.
Because she was. But of course, when it comes to her statement on LBC, like all she can do is refer to her pinned tweet, which I don't know if it's still pinned now. But I think we can confidently say fuck LBC, and they've treated her like shit.
Yes.
But like obviously we have to be extremely careful about what we can say. Not that I really know that much anyway. It's all down to Sangeeta.
Yeah, I'm sure we all have thoughts as to what
Yeah,
may have
100%,
taken place,
100%,
but
yeah.
yeah, we can't possibly say them for, like you say, not just for legal reasons, but like in future, if you want to have, you know, an ongoing media thing, like you have to make sure that you don't legally fuck over the people you want to interview, because they're far less likely to do anything, you know.
Well, true, because and also like it's not even about like an access thing where we get them in the future. It's also like just fucking common decency. Someone's given their time to us, and compared to Sangeeta, we're nobodies, and she didn't have to do it. But also, it was her first interview since LBC. It was like technically an exclusive.
Yeah.
Like she wanted to share what she wanted to share, and if there were certain things she didn't want to share, that's completely up to her. Like, I like to think that what we do, this sort of new media, is not to do the old rules, which is just fuck people over.
Yeah.
Unless they're Zionists, they play by different rules in our standards.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Fuck them. Yeah.
But yeah, no, she was brilliant, lovely, and it was really cool. But I have to say though, you and Helena covering it, I was fucking dying. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Ben watched it back as well, and he said, "Oh my god, it was so fucking funny."
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Honestly, you two together are so fun.
Well, yeah, we've clicked. You know, we've got
Oh, cute.
a rapport. You know.
report. That's so fucking corporate.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, fuck off. You literally run a corporation. Well, no, you don't really, but like, you know what I mean.
Honestly, when you were like, the first bit that really tickled me was Ben, because Ben is like a proper intellectual.
He
Out of
is
all of us,
genuinely,
he's the one
yeah,
who's
yeah.
the most well-read, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you used to do a fucking podcast with him, right?
I did
And,
indeed. Yeah.
yeah, he's the well-read person. He's like, oh, and you know, I read this book, and then you were like, oh, sorry, oh, fucking bookie wook.
Yeah, it's like you fucking
Fucking
book
book
wanker.
And honestly, I was watching back, and my girlfriend was in bed with me. He was trying to sleep, and I'm fucking waking her up because I'm crying with laughter. And I'm like, fucking briefcase wanker, it's so good. And I was like, oh, sorry, I read. And honestly, I think there was tears on my eyes. So much so that I literally just messaged you on Twitter, like, sorry, but your fucking stream killed me.
You literally did, which I was very, very pleased with. Thank you. Oh, I've had a super chat. Hang on. Oh, I forgot to turn the alert box back on.
That's not my cursor.
What?
Vicky was like, tell Curtis to move his cursor. That's not my cursor.
No, it's mine. Yeah, he's not in control of this stream. That's me.
Vicky, fucking, that's such a boomer thing. Like, it's Kev's stream, not mine.
Yeah. Kev, can you ask Curtis to move his please? It gives one in chat the twitchies.
The twitchies.
Okay, well, I mean, all I can do is just, if I just place it over his head like that.
Why can't we see, can you not do it where it's me and you? Because I want to see your face too.
I mean, I could do, hang on.
I think you should split screen it, because it shouldn't just...
I've turned my light off now, though, hang on.
Well, so you have to fucking set it back on, don't you?
I don't have to do anything.
What do you mean? I demand you.
Hang on,
Well,
how do I make it
nicely.
split screen?
I don't know, you've done it before.
I know I have, but background and effects. Oh, I can do. Oh shit, I can do background stuff. Hang on, I'm just gonna fuck around with this for a bit.
My head's gonna start fucking floating around, is it?
Stylized. No, that's me. Look, I can do. Hang on, how do I pin me as the thing? Show in a tile.
Well, I'm on.
There you go.
On my screen. Right, so on my screen I can see you. I'm on your YouTube right now, and it's just my face.
Well, give it a second.
Oh, okay. Is it? I was a bit delayed.
Yeah, there's.
Are you in the forest? Oh, that's cute. Is that AI though? Fucking how dare you?
Is it
Ripping off
AI?
people's hard work.
No, I don't think it's AI. Is it? I don't know.
I've no idea. There we go. Oh, that's fantastic. I like that.
Yeah, I can be.
It's actually quite nice. It's moving as well.
I'm under the sea. Also, hang on. I can do the thing where I can turn myself into a strawberry.
Oh my god.
Let's have a look. There you go. That's me as a strawberry.
It's still got the moustache on it though.
It's still a fucking strawberry with a moustache.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You're sweet enough.
Hey.
Hey.
See, I'm just going to talk to you now as the strawberry.
As a strawberry.
Yeah.
I can't. This is the thing.
So what do you think about the plans to build these settlements in the West Bank?
Yeah, no, it's sweet strawberry. I mean, yeah, sorry. It's hard to talk about a fucking ethnic cleansing when I've got a strawberry literally to the fucking right of my screen.
Sorry, no, I'll change it. I'll change it back now. I'll change it back.
I was gonna ask you there because I watched obviously most of the show, but how was Normalest today? Did they treat you well? And if they didn't,
Yeah,
I would be having words with them.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Yeah.
I love having you on as a guest. Though you're always so informative. I absolutely love it. Which is
Well,
great
thank you,
because it's like it's funny. You've got like two Kevs. You've got the Kev that talks about getting fingered on your in stream,
Yeah.
and then you turn into like intellectual, like proper Kev. Well, not proper Kev. That's wrong. There's no proper Kev. Intellectual, smart.
I've
Kev.
always considered myself something of an intellectual, as you can see.
That sounds like William Dafoe would say that. I've
Yeah.
always considered myself somewhat of a.
Yeah. I'm an owl.
You are an owl.
I am an owl. So.
Is this so for viewers? Is this the kind of slop that you enjoy?
I think they do enjoy this slop, don't they? Hang on, I can be a cake. I can be some cake. So I apologize. I've got a guest on, and I'm behaving like an absolute twat.
I mean, you've got a guest on who's also had like a few beers, so who's also like, yeah, fuck it. I'm enjoying it though. But is there any sort of political things you want to discuss today? Or anything you want to react to? I suppose we can do that. I mean, I know you can't do what was it? God, Phil Morehouse, because he did that last night. Which, by the way, fucking
Oh!
big match though. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, no, that actually that big match thing was awesome. Yeah, but I haven't. No, I don't know. Is there anything anyone wants us to react to?
Yeah, I suppose they can put suggestions in the chat. And also, actually, I want to ask you something too.
Go on then.
Now that you've got that hat filter on, did you buy a bowler hat?
I may have bought a bowler hat. Yes.
That is proper trolling, isn't it?
Well, I meant to do it for the debate with him, but unfortunately, it turned up like 3 days late. So.
Okay, so I still need to catch up on that. Like, be honest though, like, who won that debate?
I bodied him.
You bodied him.
Yeah. It's not that difficult, really, given that it's
He's still supporting Labour, right?
Yeah, he's still supporting the Labour Party, so like, obviously it's going to be.
I noticed that you named your stream something, and I felt like that was something he said. Do you remember when he was like, "It's not an issue," and that was a thing? I feel like you said something else, and then you put it in the title of your stream.
Payment
What was it?
Did
I know he said something in that debate, and you've rolled with it.
Did I? I haven't got a clue. Maybe
That's
you did.
imagining
Yeah.
shit. I swear to God, it was like
Does anyone know what he's talking about, chat?
it's like it's not an issue, but it was a new thing. I think.
It's not an issue. I don't know. Maybe someone in chat will know. Thank you over to story with Biddy Bits. Much love. Yeah. Oh, I can do cat ears. I think my chat will like the cat ears. Is there anything political? I wanted to just look at that. Cat ears and glasses. That was me cleaning up.
You've also got I like the cheeky little star on the right hand side of your face. It sort of completes the look.
Oh, you're a few seconds behind. Honestly,
That's the thing. Well, I don't know which screen to look at. I've got your YouTube link up, so I
Right.
can read the chat, but I'm also got the Google link up, right, which is up to date. And right now, you look like you kind of look like a furry Harry Potter.
SJW, yeah.
Well, Harry Potter, where J.K. Rowling wasn't a massive trans babe.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You look cute, like
Well, thank
nice.
you. I
You look
appreciate
cute.
that. Anyway, politics stuff. Did you see the Keir Starmer in Washington thing? That was pretty embarrassing.
Oh, was that when all like the European leaders sat round sort of Trump's in the Oval Office, right, in the desk? It was quite pathetic. There was a hot mic incident actually with Meloni.
Was there? Oh shit! What happened there?
She said, "I don't talk to the press," which obviously like it's not surprising, but like she was overtly saying, "Oh, haha, I'm a bit of a fascist. I don't really speak to the press."
Yeah, well, we all knew that.
Yeah, I mean the hot mic moment wasn't like, oh my god, wow. But I mean for the corporate media, they loved it because it's like, oh, drama. Not policy for them. Like they didn't care about policy, but I mean, what are your thoughts? Just, like, I mean, Keir Starmer going over being part of these negotiations, which I think it doesn't make a difference. But
Yeah, I mean, I personally, it was so funny to see the European leaders in the cuck chair. You know, like they were literally cucking out to Donald Trump in real time, and Keir Starmer didn't even get to speak. Like to sit at the main chair, he had to sit on the sofa behind all of the actual leaders. Like he's such a bitch. Honestly, he really is.
he wanted to feel part of it, didn't he?
He really did, yeah.
Because that is, I think that's what Keir Starmer wants his legacy to be. He doesn't really care about domestic policy. He wants to be that sort of global statesman, which is why he's taken such an interest in Ukraine. Because he wants to be that guy. He doesn't care about, I don't know, funding mental health services or, you know, keeping children out of poverty. So I want to be that sort of global statesman, which I think would have worked in like the 80s or 90s. Like I think he would have been not a good politician. He would have been visibly a good politician in the 80s and 90s.
I
Like,
think
he's
so.
in the
He
wrong
was
era,
built. He
you know
was
what I mean?
built for a kind of more Blairite thing, yeah.
Exactly.
Whereas
He's
the
built-
kind of political paradigm has moved on from that, and he can't come to. Actually, it's not just him. I think actually a lot of Western leaders haven't quite worked out the populist
I'm
paradigm
sorry, I'm
has come
speaking to
into.
a fucking fried egg right now.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Who's making a very, very good point about how the political paradigm has shifted in Western Europe.
That's why I fucking love your stream. I can honestly, I'll sit until 3 a.m. and just looking at fucking fried egg and toast.
Well,
I'm
that's
hungry actually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, this is fucking awesome.
Um,
Bit too much pepper on the eggs, actually, to be honest.
No,
with
do you know what? I quite like a lot of pepper. I saturate it with. I don't like too much salt. I put a little bit and I saturate the fuck out of it.
Yeah, but you got to bear in mind, I am
some
white as
sriracha.
fuck. Pepper blows my head off. I can't be dealing with it. It's too much. It's too much seasoning.
Yeah, sounds like white privilege to me.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, what's the point of being white if you can't not have pepper? That's the way I look at it. As an egg man.
Well, I used to get told from people who were so banterous, they're like, how are you supposed to be Indian when you can't take spice? And I would go, it's not the first time I've heard that. The joke is that I'm not very good at spice. I mean, my choice of curry is lamb bhuna. But of course,
I like a lamb bhuna. Lamb bhuna is beautiful.
Lamb bhuna, but also with keema naan is fantastic.
Oh no, I think you've got to have a regular naan. Just a
really?
regular naan's the best.
Why don't you want a slice of meat inside your naan? That sounds. That wasn't.
Well, how would I be here if that hadn't happened at some point?
Oh my fucking god, that wasn't even planned. Well, that was fantastic.
That was, to be honest with you,
Can someone clip that to make it one of Kev's alerts?
Why don't you want a slice of meat inside your naan?
I tell you what, if that was on purpose, I'd be a very funny man. But
that was amazing. Yes,
why do you want a slice of meat in your naan? For various ethical reasons.
But she's dead for a start off. That would be
also
really
the
weird.
Practical reasons as well. Can't believe I said that. Right, so I do like a keema naan, and why wouldn't you want that extra? How do I do this without being naughty?
So you do like a piece of meat?
Yeah, of course I do. How do I say that without? Why don't you like the keema meat?
Oh no, I don't. It's not that I
inside your naan bread.
It's not that I dislike it necessarily. It's
not
just
a choice. It's not a choice you go for, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I personally go for just the regular naan, I suppose. Yeah.
I'm assuming you go for pilau rice as well, though. That's the standard, surely.
No, again, just regular rice. Just the regular standard.
That is that. If I go to an Indian, that is regular rice.
Oh, I mean, it's not
rice,
like your fancy stuff, but like, and it's certainly not your egg fried rice, which is just a lie anyway, because eggs can't fry anything, as I'm showing. I know this is my people. I get the E-pass, okay? I can say
get the
it.
E-pass, right? Okay.
I can say it. You can't.
I can't. You know, it's all about experienced eggism.
It is. It's no yoke.
Oh, fucking hell. You really are a fucking bloke, aren't you?
Really
You'd fool me for not for just being fully straight, actually. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm culturally straight, but I love fucking dudes as well.
Yeah.
So.
See, I think I'm sort of the opposite, where, like, you know, unfortunately, biologically, I'm very, very straight. But actually, I'm not culturally anything else, though, because Lewis always gives me the shit. He's like, "You're so straight" when he talks about references.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like he's saying, "Oh, what, you don't know every character in Mean Girls?" I'm like, I feel like you're being homophobic now, right? Assuming that gay person must know every single member of staff or character in Mean Girls. That's very homophobic.
Yeah.
I love twisting things and put it on people. That seems like what the right wing do. Anyway, sort of talking shite. How do we get onto curries?
I have no fucking idea. Hang on, I need to download the thing, don't I? Download landscape version. Sorry, if I'm going to make it a sound thing, I need the audio. But thank you to Rachel, who says, like Jordan Peterson's dream about his grandma. Oh, well, that was just fucking weird and gross. Did you ever read about that?
You couldn't pay me to admit that.
Yeah, that's fucking disgusting. What the fuck is wrong with you?
He dreamt about
combing his nan's pubic hair.
That's it. Yeah, and it's also like within the sexual paradigm, that's also a strange thing to do. It's not like he did bits and it's like, okay, that's weird because it's a family member. It was also like combing someone's pubes is strange, like even if you did it with your partner, I feel like. Do you know what I mean? There's layers to how fucked up it is.
True.
But Jordan Peterson, the intellectual superiority person who just, you know, a mind of a god, who says clean your room, and then apparently he's now massive. Well, to be fair, I mean, he got famous from his transphobia.
Well, his transphobia and his racism and all of that shit, really. Yeah. I'm a cat.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Let's talk about some political stories, but we can try and spin it in a comedic value. Although it's very funny watching your feet go up and down.
That is a bit distracting. I can't really control that.
No, I assume you couldn't.
It does. It moves the cat like if you move your head, it actually moves like the. So it's actually really good. But...
I swear to God, some screenshots in like 10 years' time where we're both like on 1 million subscribers. I'm like, what's the context here?
Oh, I'm going to be Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Are you?
Yeah, and I'll do it as this cat.
Well, I'm going to make sure that I've got your ear the whole time so I can make some economic policies. Like
I've got
free
2 of them
ponies for
there.
everyone.
You can. There you go. Look, you just grab my cat ears. Yeah.
Grab your tail.
If you want to, love. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go back to being a straw, bro. Anyway.
Okay. Just to make it normal, I'm going to go back to being a straw.
Exactly. I don't want to be weird. I want to be a strawberry with the mustache.
Yeah, because that would be fucking strange, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If you didn't.
Yeah. Exactly. I wouldn't want to make this weird between us.
No, exactly. It's like fully comfortable right now. Yeah.
No, it's absolutely, yeah. So, when does Parliament come back? Do we know? Actually, we've got Trump's fucking state visit coming first, haven't we?
That's September, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the story of the Democratic lawmaker who was essentially kidnapped in Texas?
Oh yeah, the people are going in there, they're trying to protest and all this. Yeah, like for what reason though? What's the? Give me the beef.
Look, I'm not that informed on it, but I know that there had to be a certain amount of Democratic lawmakers who had to be present to pass on a vote, which was about changing. You know how obviously there was boundary changes in our country to basically favour the Conservatives when it came to voting. Republicans are basically doing the same thing to try and rig the midterms for Republicans, because obviously, as what happened in 2016, right? This is why people have such short memories. When Trump gets in office, he acts like a fash. After 1 month, people are like, actually, we kind of like woke, like fascists kind of bad,
Yeah.
and then they hate him. And then Joe Biden gets in, but because this guy can't fucking move without falling asleep, people forget about how bad Trump was, and then they elect him again, and now they're like, oh wait, he's a fascist again, and that's why he's so unpopular. So they're trying to rig the midterms by, I don't know, doing some sort of boundary shit.
Yeah, gerrymandering or some shit.
Gerrymandering, that's it. Yeah, so they had to get all like the Democratic or certain amount of Democratic lawmakers within Texas to be present so this thing could pass. And the last time it happened, I think they sort of left and said, well, we're not going to support this move. We're not going to come to the table. And they can't physically pass this thing unless there's a certain amount of Democratic politicians there. So this time they came back, I guess for the Democrats, hoping that the Republicans change their mind, which obviously they haven't. And obviously they want to push through the same bill. Now, this time, though, instead of the Democrats just leaving the building and saying, well, we're not going to be part of this vote, the Republicans said, okay, you can leave the building, but you have to sign a permission slip that a police officer, follows you at all times.
What
like you're
the
basically
fuck?
You're basically watched in police wherever you go, and you're not allowed to leave. If you don't sign the permission slip, you're not allowed to leave the building. Now, a bunch of cuck Democrats are like, oh, I'm going to sign the permission slip, even though it's completely illegal. They should have just said, fuck off. This one Democratic lawyer didn't want to sign the slip. Therefore, she just stayed in the building and slept there overnight. Which, actually, what she should have done, and all of them, just left the fucking building.
Yeah.
And if officers try to detain them, they're like, you're illegally detaining me. Let them get arrested, then it goes to the courts, and obviously they're breaking the law. So they've literally threatened them with, like, in a way, state violence, because they want to pass some sort of certain gerrymandering laws. Like, it's not. I called it, like, as soon as Trump was elected the second time. Actually, as soon as Trump lost the 2020 election, we were saying, this is fucking fascism, guys. And then you had the usual suspects saying, oh, you call everyone far right that you disagree with. It's like, no, actually, we don't. This is literal fascism.
Yeah, well, absolutely, of course it is. Yeah. Well, what he's doing in DC is with the police is very similar. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, 100%. taking control of policing in DC.
Yeah.
All and the thing is though, I don't know the crime statistics in America. Like I'm not very clued up in American politics usually, or at least like statistics of states and how crime is. But from what I understand from American commentators is they're trying to manufacture the crime by saying, oh, the crime is worse than it is, and the state has to come in and step in to take over. Obviously, they don't care about reducing crime. It's obviously taking on, when it comes to states' rights, apparently it's supposedly states' rights, but the federal government wants to take over states' rights.
Yeah.
Which is ironic since Republicans have always banged on about states' rights. When women say, please don't make abortion illegal, Republicans will say, fuck the federal government and the federal law. It's down to the individual state what rights are stripped away from women, right? They love states' rights there, but when it comes to policing, they want the federal government to take control of all local policing in individual states, and suddenly they don't care about states' rights.
States' rights. States' rights. I'll get to your question in a second, Cater. States' rights is basically just means guns and racism. That's it.
Yeah, and the thing is that I quite like the.
You quite like guns and racism.
Turn left is also turn right. No, I do like the idea, not in sort of its implication. I like the idea of states' rights. I like the idea of sort of local democracy, right? I think there should be strong federal rights, which is like anti-discrimination laws and anti, modern slavery laws. Having a minimum wage regulation, like all these big national things. I love federal rights on that, but I do like states' rights when it comes to states sort of demanding so-called local democracy. But the issue isn't states' rights. The issue is that Republicans are weaponizing states' rights when it comes to matters of the federal government. Like, I personally think that abortion is not down to the state, it's down to the federal government, because it affects every single person in the country. I'm not as mad if a state wants to decide their own taxes, right? Even though I would personally support like a progressive taxation, I don't mind a local state deciding what taxes they want. As long as they have strong local democratic procedures, which who knows, they probably don't, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucked up. Sorry, yes, thank you. Katie asks, and thank you for the donation, Katie, much love. Everyone go and follow Katie Marshall /MadCatScotty. She says, Kev, ask Curtis if he has seen the MEE video of them naming all the journalists the IDF have unalived.
No, I haven't. I'm assuming it's hours long.
Have you? Well, yeah, presumably quite long. But have you? If you link it, I'll watch it on stream at some point. For fuck's sake! Thank you to Rachel, who says, never voting for Gavin Newsom, but love his trolling. Yeah, his trolling's good. His attack on homeless people, not so much.
I want to ask about Gavin Newsom. So obviously he's a standard corporate Democrat, no respect for his politics.
Yeah.
But do you think he's quite effective actually against Trump? He's basically deploying Trump rhetoric. He's acting as Trump. But the amount of people are really shitting themselves over it.
Well, yes, in a PR sense, in like a public relations sense, but I don't think he would be a realistic. I mean, I might be proven totally wrong, but I don't think he's a realistic presidential candidate, really.
Oh, 100%. He's doing this to.
Oh yeah, no, that's what he's trying to do. Obvious. But I think the last thing the Democrats want, really, having run a California liberal corporate shill person in the last election, is to do the same thing again. That seems like a very silly policy, really.
I mean, well, the thing is, I predicted that Donald Trump would win the 2020 election because.
Oh, so it's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I willed it to happen. I thought Trump would win 2020 because my analysis was Joe Biden isn't sufficiently left populist enough, right? I put him in the same category as Hillary
Ironically,
Clinton.
he's to the left of the fucking current Labour government, though.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he's hard left if you compare it to UK politics.
Yeah.
which obviously isn't. But my analysis was Hillary Clinton lost in 2016. There needs to be a left populist. Of course, Bernie Sanders would have won. Absolutely would have won. I'm convinced 100% he would have won. But I assumed Trump was going to win the second term. It's also like it's usually quite unlikely that a president doesn't win the second term. Usually they do. So it happens, obviously. It's historically happens, right? But it's not typical. So I assume Trump will win again because Joe Biden represented the corporate Democrats, but he did win. Now, of course, mostly. Sorry, I'm getting fucking distracted from your strawberry. It's so funny. He did, the fucking like the dark shadows around your eyes. I'm not saying you got dark shadows, but the video like effect makes it look like that. Plus,
Yeah, no, it's red.
So
It's a
funny.
red tint. So literally, it makes my skin red to make it look like the strawberry.
putting the mouth up to your eyes. It's incredibly cute.
I don't know where my nose has gone. Yeah,
You don't have one.
no, which is ironic because strawberries smell nice. So I don't know.
They can't smell themselves. But then to be fair,
true.
if you were a strawberry, they'd be like, I'm so used to the smell of strawberries, it probably smells horrible.
Exactly,
That's
like
probably why they
smelling,
don't
like
have
smelling a
noses.
sweaty armpit or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like strawberry smell to them is sweaty armpit. For us, it's like, oh, this is lovely.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe my sweaty armpits to a strawberry is like, oh, this smells like strawberry.
Literally.
Fuck me, this is better. Yeah, so anyway, I didn't think Joe Biden will win because he represented the corporate Democrats. Then he won, but obviously he didn't win because he was particularly popular, but because simply Trump was that bad and he didn't do a good job in the economy. And obviously people were like, oh, fuck this guy. Why do we vote for him? But so that did change my perspective a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean I'm saying you shouldn't put a left-wing Democratic candidate up. I still think that the left-wing candidate is the most likely person to win. But I do think it is actually vaguely possible that a popular corporate Democrat could beat Trump, based on the fact that Trump will ultimately become incredibly unpopular because he's pushing things through which are so horrible. Like, obviously, people have short memories. They're like, oh, I voted for the Republicans because the economy is bad, and then the economy gets worse. I was reading a report that some groceries have inflated by nearly 40%, right? I mean, obviously, the Republicans don't give a fuck about the economy.
Yeah.
So things get really, really bad, and they might turn to a charismatic leader. So in a way, like, I could actually see Gavin Newsom winning the presidency against Trump if he tries to run for a third term. But I don't want him to run because I don't want America to just go back to, it's the status quo under the Democrats.
Because it just
Things are
leads
slightly better, but we also support a genocide. Like, on policy, I absolutely detest Gavin Newsom, but I have to be honest. I do think like a suave, funny corporate Democrat could potentially win against Trump, and I do think like what he's been doing lately like might be working, but it's still not
well, because it ultimately
for me because the policies are not there.
Well, exactly. Not only is the policy bad, so that's not worth supporting, but as you pointed out with Joe Biden, if he gets in, he's just going to do the same shit, and it's going to lead to another populist wanker, whoever that is, 4 years later.
It was basically like postponing it, though. That I think that's the argument we all made anyway, which is like Gavin Newsom, if he were to like run, Trump tries to run again, and he wins. Yeah, great. You've blocked Trump or MAGA or the Republicans for another 5 years. What you haven't done is, one, address the material conditions of ordinary Americans properly, and two, supporting a genocide. And all you've done is like, okay, deferred fascism for 5 years, which is what Biden did, right? You had 2016 Trump, fascist government, which is nowhere near as bad as what it is today. And then Biden getting in didn't change the Overton window, didn't transform politics. He literally just deferred fascism for 5 years. So people were going to get the shit just a bit like 5 years later.
Yeah, exactly.
Not good enough, is it?
No, it's not. It's just kicking the can down the road isn't the solution to anything. You actually need, Bernie Sanders, but 30 years younger. Basically.
He was asked, wasn't he, recently? Like, is he going to run again? It's like, the guy's 400 years old.
Well, exactly, yeah. And his weirdness on Palestine has been...
I just want to ask this as well. I haven't kept up with Bernie, but I know obviously like I've got criticisms what he's been saying about Israel, but apparently I saw something that he's done something recently which is really, really shit. Or have I?
I
missed
don't know
that?
if he's done something that's really shit necessarily, but all I know is that every time I've heard him talk about it, he never says like, "Oh, Israel's fucked up." He says like, "Netanyahu's fucked up." He just puts it all on Benjamin Netanyahu as if that's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, I would say he's like the proper liberal Zionist, right?
Yeah.
Which
Oh
is
yeah,
like,
no, absolutely, yeah.
but like the liberal Zionist in way, which is better than your standard Zionist.
Yeah,
Now,
no, he's. I think he genuinely does care to at least some extent about Palestinians in a way that very few
I do
people,
think he
very
does
few
care.
liberal Zionists really do.
I do think he does care, and the reason why I say that is because even back in 2016 when he ran for a president during the primaries, this is obviously when Israel Palestine wasn't really in the agenda, but it was brought up as a question, and he was the only one that spoke up for Palestinians. Now
Yeah.
he did frame it as a class issue, though. He did say, look, there's 50% unemployment in
The
Palestine.
1% in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, like he did like for the many, not the few, but in
Yeah.
Palestine. It's like I feel like it's probably class issues. As a Marxist, is probably not as applicable here. Maybe let's talk about I don't know ethno states. But like bless him, he did speak up for Palestinians back then. Now that doesn't mean that he's good on this.
Yeah.
But like I think that the idea of the liberal Zionist doesn't really exist apart from people like Bernie Sanders, because the so-called liberal Zionist to me is just a Zionist. But I would say that Bernie is a true liberal Zionist because one, I do think he cares about Palestinians, and two, I can't not call him a liberal Zionist because he's still a Zionist. I can't call him an anti-Zionist because he clearly, well, maybe not clearly, but it seems like he does believe in a Jewish state.
Yeah, I think
Which
so,
is obviously
yeah.
wrong because you shouldn't have an
I
ethnic
mean,
state.
to be fair, as I sort of laid out, I think on Turn Left, who everyone should go and follow on YouTube and blah blah blah, and join the Discord and all of that. He's about as left wing, I think, as you or about as pro Palestine as you can be, and not be completely ostracized by the AIPAC run Congress.
Yeah.
That it goes about as far as you can realistically go without being like Rashida Tlaib, so to speak.
Well, I mean, he's untenable to like AIPAC, but he's not untenable to maybe the Democrats or the media where he's completely ostracized. But I do think as well, because there have been some efforts which have obviously failed to paint him as an anti-Semite, and this guy's lost fucking members of his family in the fucking Holocaust. To call him an anti-Semite like makes me feel sick to my stomach. And I think had he not been Jewish, there would have been more anti-Semitic attacks against him, or like anti-Semitic smears, which he probably would have been ostracized more. Like, I do think him being Jewish has shielded himself from certain attacks.
Yeah, I think so.
In American politics, where Jeremy Corbyn can't do because he's not Jewish. Now, of course, to me,
and he's literally Hitler.
And he's literally Hitler. Utterly irrelevant whether you're Jewish or not. I don't care if you're Jewish or not. I care if you're a Zionist or not.
Exactly.
But obviously, if you are a Jewish person who's an anti-Zionist, it's harder to say you're a fucking anti-Semite when you're Jewish yourself.
Yeah. Doesn't really hit home very well, does it?
Doesn't really hit home. Not that people haven't tried, but I do think like had he not been Jewish, I could see him being ostracized a bit more.
Well, the great example of that was Melanie Phillips. I don't know if you saw her amazing piece of writing. She's a British Zionist piece of shit, a real harpy. Anyway, and she wrote about the Jewish support in New York for Zohran Mamdani, because of course he won the majority of Jewish votes in the primaries, right? Even with all of the smears of he's an anti-Semite and a Muslimic and all this fucking bullshit. And she wrote, because Jewish people support Zohran Mamdani, that the Jewish people have become Jewish people's enemy. Which is
I
like,
don't see how that's not anti-Semitic.
wait, unbelievably anti-Semitic, of course, but like apparently it's just allowed. If you're a Zionist, you're just allowed to be anti-Semitic as well. You can just be as racist as you like, because all of the institutions have been bought and paid for by AIPAC money or whoever, you know.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, in America, Jewish people are more progressive.
Yeah,
That is-
absolutely.
it's-
Most Jewish
they're-
people are actually pretty liberal, leftoid folks. Yeah.
I mean, over here, I'm pretty sure most Jewish people lean more conservative. because
I don't know.
remember-
I'm not sure there's a big enough population that you can really tell.
I mean, I don't have data, so
see.
this is not me
Yeah.
making a claim. The reason why I suspect it could be the truth is because, or at least potentially true, is for Ed Miliband. Now, Ed Miliband was the first Jewish prominent leader of a political party, right? And there were...
Yes and no. I would argue
Well, no,
Benjamin
there is
Benjamin
somebody else.
Disraeli
That's
was.
right, yeah.
I mean, he was a Christian, but he was of Jewish heritage.
Heritage,
if
right,
that makes
okay.
sense. Yeah.
Well, for the media, then they painted Ed as the first sort of...
Certainly in modern times, he's the first Jewish
in
guy.
modern
yeah,
times,
yeah.
right? The reason why I bring that up is because the media did sort of say that a lot, yet most Jewish people found Ed Miliband problematic because Ed Miliband was not horrific on Israel. He said,
Yeah.
I do support a Palestinian state, right? And this is a Jewish leader who is a quote-unquote moderate Labour figure. He wasn't particularly that left-wing.
Yeah.
Yet there were media stories about how Ed Miliband is failing the Jewish vote. And I just find that when you have Ed Miliband as a Jewish person who can't win the Jewish vote,
Yeah.
according to the media, that does lead me to think that in the UK, Zionism seems to be more of a prolific thing that brings people more to the conservative side, where in America, most Jewish people are very, very liberal.
Yeah.
And Matt Binder told me that, so it's not like I'm just guessing. Matt Binder, obviously, he's American. I trust his opinion. He's a great commentator as well. I trust his opinion, and he told me himself, like, American Jewish people are way more progressive.
Oh, they absolutely are. Yeah. But also, I mean, the real reason that Ed Miliband lost was because, as a terrible, terrible Jew that he is, he was eating a pork sandwich in a slightly weird way.
Imagine losing election on that. I mean, there was this like presidential candidate. I don't know who he is or what context it was, from like 30 years ago, and apparently he's really popular. But during like a rally, he went like "Yeehaw!" like really high
Yeah.
pitch.
Oh, what was his name? Yeah.
I don't know who it was. And, like, that's when he lost it.
Edwards, was it, or something? Yeah, he did a weird scream, and that was enough. Whereas
Oh, no.
today, things have gone so badly that you can be openly just be like, yeah, the president is on the Epstein lists, and that's not disqualifying.
That's not disqualifying.
That's fine, yeah.
A slightly high pitched yeehaw, and you're done forever.
Exactly, yeah. Howard Dean, that was him. Yeah, that was like the
it was
90s.
Howard. It was Howard.
Yeah,
Dean.
yeah.
No way. Because I know I'm in terms of my American politics isn't strong. Was he a fairly corporate Democrat from me?
Yeah,
I
corporate
thought he was
Democrat back in the 90s.
He's a fairly left-wing corporate Democrat. That's an oxymoron, right? But like,
I
terms of
can't
scale-
remember, in all honesty. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Rachel, thank you for the donation. Says JB Pritzker would be much better than Newsom. He would be the next FDR as billionaire class
okay.
traitor. He's been critical of Israel but could do more. When you say the next FDR, do you mean locking up Japanese Americans?
Yeah, like
Because that would be a very
Rescue
weird.
or-
That's a very niche bit of racism in the modern world, I think.
very niche. Yeah.
But I mean, look, everyone's looking for a unique. What's your USP? Like, I'm racist against the Japanese. Okay.
Yeah, it's like that doesn't even fly on Elon's Twitter, you know. What do you mean against the Japanese? I thought we're doing against Jewish people and black people. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Although
Exactly.
some
Where's he
people
gonna
do
get?
think
Where's he
that.
gonna get all of his tech people from for cheap?
Exactly.
If not East Asia. Yeah.
I don't know who this person is, but the thing is, what worries me a little bit when people say the next FDR, which, like, I mean, FDR in terms of domestic policy based foreign policy, no, is that like? I
Oh,
feel
so
like
you'd prefer if he hadn't joined the war on the side of the Allies? Okay, no, that's fair enough. Yeah. That's an interesting take. I'm suggesting you're a Nazi.
Oh right, yeah, cool. I mean, I'm a leftist. Like that would be strange if I didn't. No, I meant more imperialism, obviously.
Well, because the Nazis were leftists, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. They were national socialists. Remember?
Exactly. It's in the name. It's in the name.
The problem when people say, "Oh, the next FDR," is that we are post social democracy, right?
Pretty
That
much, yeah.
The next FDR, like if okay, so if we had a presidential candidate like Bernie Sanders at younger, who are they call themselves FDR or Roosevelt? No, sorry. Yeah, they say FDR. No, New Deal Democrats.
New Deal Democrats.
New
Yeah.
Deal Democrats, right? Which half them say that and they're not, right? is because, in my view, you need to be more radical than you get into office and you're less radical, right? So, like, what I mean, obviously, the forces of power push you right wing.
Well, exactly. Yeah, you get. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I want
Whatever they
I want a
start off
presidential
as, they
candidate
will
who's
never be
secretly
as
a
progressive.
communist.
Yeah.
I want a president, as someone who's not even a communist, I want a presidential candidate who's secretly a communist and then just enacts FDR policies. But if you start as, I'm an FDR New Deal Democrat, they're not going to implement Medicare for all. So my problem is asking for social democrats in the era of populism and fascism, like, doesn't cut it. Like, if this was the 1960s, like, absolutely, I would be, massively enthusiastic by Clement Attlee and FDR. But that was because we lived in a consensus of social democracy where it was quite easy to implement social democratic policies. But now we're in an era of, I hate Jewish people, I hate black people. Also, if you tax the rich, they'll leave. That's the political debate we are at. I don't like immigrants, and now we're going to shut down hotels.
Yeah.
So I'm skeptical when someone says what we need is a social democrat, because then the social democrat wins, and then they become a centre-right corporatist.
Yeah.
Like, we need a full-blown lefty to then come in and then water down their policies where they actually enact social democracy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was Keynes' New Deal. Yeah, basically, well, I mean, the New Deal was sort of underpinned by Keynesian economics. Really, or the other way, whatever. Anyway, the basic point is that, Keynes was, I mean, it's public spending in order to, essentially, it's the opposite of modern economics in that it's to spend your way out of poverty, which worked enormously well for decades. Yeah.
And he wasn't even radical though, because he didn't call for endless spending. He only called for spending when the economy was in a downturn.
Well, exactly.
When
well, this
he was actually supportive of austerity as well.
Well, exactly. This is the thing.
I support cuts, which I don't support, by the way.
Yeah, it's the boom and bust cycle that he wanted to end, right? So essentially, you flatten out the boom. If you imagine it like an oscilloscope graph, where the line goes up and down and up and down and up and down. You end that by taking out, when it's up, you take a chunk out of the top of that and save that money. So when it then dips down, you invest that so that the dip is much, much narrower. So instead of going up and above the line and down below the line a lot more, you flatten that curve so it's just a kind of blip up and down a little bit. So you don't have boom and bust cycles, you just have slightly better times and slightly worse times, but ultimately upwards. Which, again, worked. It's the most prosperous time that the Western world has ever known. And it had reasonably high taxation, you know?
It's so hard to concentrate when you're mewing as a fucking strawberry.
I was making good points about Keynesian economics as a strawberry, and what?
You were literally fucking mewing, like... Incredible. Like, do people watch the guy? I'm informed, because I hope you are. Because a fucking strawberry has just informed you on the economy.
It's alright, if you get your economics from a strawberry, how can that be worse? Because the people that are doing economics are cunts, so get it from a strawberry.
I just started reading Bullshit Jobs by David Graeber, actually.
Oh, okay, how's it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm only like a few chapters in.
Right.
But like I suppose it's one of those books that feels like it could have been an article, because everyone knows they're working a bullshit job.
Yeah.
So it goes into quite a lot of detail, but maybe there's more surprises along the way.
Yeah.
But we all a lot of us have bullshit jobs, don't we?
Yeah, basically, we don't make anything.
You're an economic political commentator strawberry, which is
what Marx wrote about. Marx said the inevitability of capitalism will end up with a strawberry talking about economics on the internet. Yeah, which is amazing. He predicted the internet that long ago.
Yeah, we are in high demand of Marxist strawberries.
What we need more of is Marxist fruit of all kinds, I think, and vegetables. Absolutely.
Well, you supported the fruits of your own labour.
Hey!
Oh, I got one tonight. I'm very happy about that.
You did. That's nice. I'm glad.
I'm not usually that witty, but I managed to get one in there.
Yeah. Are you talking about the nan again? What?
I wasn't, you dirty bastard, but now you brought it up.
You dirty bum.
Now you fucking brought it up.
Yeah.
It's been on your mind the whole time, isn't it?
It has a little, but you did sort of insinuate. You did talk about my nan's vagina.
I mean,
You did.
in smart of words, I suppose. I mean, I didn't use the word vagina, right?
You
so
did.
I feel like that
Oh, are you? Is it, what your argument is? You were talking about anal penetration instead.
Now you're just putting words in my mouth. You know, is
I
this
am.
what Kev does? Is it? This is like debating the right wing. You know, putting arguments in.
Yeah.
You know.
No, this is the
mischaracterising what I'm saying.
this
You
is
weren't
what
talking
I
about
do.
vagina. You were talking about anuses, actually.
You were talking about my grandmother's anus. Yes.
I would
That
love to
happened,
see
right.
that on a TV debate. There, you're debating. It's like, why are you talking about my grandma's anus? Mate.
Exactly. That's the logical extension of the Ben Shapiro argumentation style. Let's say let's say hypothetically you were talking about my grandmother's vagina.
When are you going to go on GB News and turn to Nana Quinn and be like, excuse me, can you not talk about my nan's fucking bumhole, please?
Yeah. Are you talking about my grand fucking poon again? Behave yourself, Reese Mogg, you prick.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, here he goes, Jacob Rees-Mogg talking about Nan's fucking fannies again.
Oi,
Jesus.
that's not my mate now you're talking about.
Exactly, your close personal friend, Jacob Rees-Moggy Moggs. Yeah.
Mate, we're on no name terms.
Me and the Mogster. Oh, I was chilling with the Mogster. Mogsy!
Oh my god. Oh, Moxie, yo, burn some more cash in front of homeless people. Go on, lad. Have you seen that old picture of Jacob Rees-Mogg where he's like walking over a fence but he bends his leg 90 degrees?
He's a very weird physical creature.
And I'm like, that's so Eton.
It's, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He still has a nanny, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, did you meet his nanny? Was his nanny there?
Well, I mean, when in the dungeon, chained up. Yeah.
Oh, fair dues, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for a slave, she was treated all right, I suppose.
Fair dues. Thank you, Wayward Historian, for gifting a sub to Alex Roivas. Anyway, I am, because it is, well, it's only 10, I suppose, but I am very lazy. So I'm gonna shoot off, I think. But thank you for joining me for Grandma Vagina Talk.
Yeah, like really enjoyed our
Yippee!
in-depth discussion on various things, including strawberries and naan bread and vagina and anus and
All of the good things.
Probably covered it all, didn't we?
All things that are good to eat.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got you a clipped audio alert now, haven't we?
Yes, yeah, well, why don't you want me eating your nan? Yeah. Which
And
is
I-
an amazing
and I
sentence.
think it's better that it was accidental as well, because no one could have made up that
Totally
sentence,
organic,
like-
yeah.
No one could have made up that sentence like consciously. I couldn't. I'm not witty enough to do that.
I think you
I was
are
genuinely
witty
thinking about, fuck me, I love Keem and Ann. And I was very enthusiastic about it. So much so that it's come out in a naughty little line, shall we say?
Yeah, slightly sexual.
Slightly sexual, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, come on another time and I promise I won't be a strawberry every single time.
Yeah, next time, can we actually have some political stories to talk about rather than me talking to a Marxist moustache strawberry?
You fucking love it, you slag.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. All right, and Duderino. Yeah, thanks for having me on Turn Left. Everyone go and follow Turn Left and Curtis on the various platforms.
And thank you for platforming me on your fantastic show / stream.
Much love.
Much love,
Yeah.
Mr. Strawberry Man.
Bye.
Bye.
Now it's just you and me, chat. Strawberry to strawberry. The fuck am I talking about? Oh yeah, this was the thing I wanted to show you anyway. So I was contacted by someone who's a neurodivergent person who finds my alert for super chats on YouTube is the I don't want to do this anymore. They find that quite triggering, and it's an old joke anyway. So I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll get rid of that. And I was wondering what to replace it with. And I was reminded of a fantastic... It's football related as well, but not really, in that it's a guy called Gennaro Gattuso, who was an Italian psychopath and also a very good central midfielder. who said one of the greatest sentences, which I think sums up this channel really. So we'll. I think this is what I want to be the. I will just have the audio for this as the thing.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Yep.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Yeah, there you go. Does that not sum up this channel rather well? Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit. Yeah. Also, a Rangers player back in there. Yeah, we won't hold that against him. Yeah. We won't hold that against him. Kev, show the strawberry. She's watching. Oh, hello. Hello, Helena, if you're watching. I don't know why I waved. You can't see my fucking hands. Anyway. But yeah. So, that's the noise alert I want to replace it with, which is the thing. I am a strawberry. Yeah, Helen, if you are watching, I talked with Curtis. Curtis was just on a second ago, and yeah, we were chatting, and I've chatted to him as a strawberry, as a cat, as a plate of eggs and toast, which was fun. I explained the basics of Keynesian economics as a strawberry. Not many people can say that. Fun times. Anywho, I think I'm going to fuck off. Why won't Coke sponsor me? Why won't Coke sponsor me? That is true. I mean, it's probably the fact that I shit talk Coke for like murdering South American trade unionists or whatever. That's probably why. It's probably not the strawberry related thing, you know. This is exactly the kind of news coverage I expect. Well, I reckon I could break into like TikTok as like, oh, the communist strawberry or something, or the socialist strawberry. SS. Oh shit. Okay, let's not. Keynesian strawberry? I don't know. Whatever. Like if Alexei Sale does funny dances and then explains politics to people, why not? Why not have a strawberry explain it on TikTok? Burpy strawberry. Anyway, I'm actually going to fuck off now. Right, so I can turn that off, fuck off, go away. Oh, hello, Gennaro Gattuso, you fucking weird freak. I wasn't expecting to say that tonight. Can we raid into Helena? Yes, we can raid into Helena, who is good people. Oh, pardon me. Yes. Apologies for the slight technical...
Stop it. Get some help.
Issues that took place today. I can't promise they won't happen in the future. The rats chewing on the fucking cables in the city or something. So yeah, it's, it is what it is. Thank you, Marcel Paul, for resubscribing. The Red Beret. Is that like the Red Beret? She wore a raspberry beret, the kind you find in a second-hand store. That noise you can hear is Prince rolling in his grave, as I just butchered it. Anyway, let's see who's going on Twitch.tv. No, on YouTube first. Let's do YouTube. Well, presumably Helen is going on YouTube, but we'll see if there's anyone else. Fuck it, you're going into No Justice. Check it out. Boom. Yes, and are rats still an issue in Birmingham? Yeah, but like, I mean, I big it up because it's just sort of funny, I think. But like, there is certainly an increased rat problem. But there was always a rat problem. It's a big city that isn't very well maintained, so like, there's always rats. It's just that they're slightly larger, and so I can do a silly joke about how they're the size of fucking Diplodocus, and fucking they roam the landscape, chewing on humans or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna fuck off. I'll be back possibly tomorrow. I don't really have anything planned, and then possibly Friday with Christy, hopefully. Thank you everyone for listening and watching. Thank you to everyone at Turn Left, who even through their struggles with people getting ill and all sorts of crazy chicanery, put on a damn good show, and I'm very grateful that they keep inviting me back. Go and say hello to Helena. You know who she is. She's awesome. I will see you on the flip side. For fuck's sake, I've spent too long as a strawberry. Anyway, free Palestine and no pass around.